Hi, everybody. My name is Yaacov. I'm the Director of Solution Engineering for South EMEA at F5. And I'm very thrilled to talk to you today about a concept which is called adaptive application. We see at F5 adaptive application is the key to deliver a great customer experience through the digital channels. On the next slide, I will explain this notion. So today, everybody is in the digital experience business, whether you are a retail, you're a utility company, you're a financial company, you provide services to your customers, consumers, etc. What we are seeing is that the application is becoming the most important part of your business, of our customers. And this is the digital channel where consumers consume the identity of the organization. They rely on it, they experience thoughts with the organization, they consume things, and this is becoming more and more the business channel where money is being driven into organizations. It is more important even in the COVID area, where probably the digital channels are the only way where users and customers can basically interact with businesses. This is more so emphasized in our era of COVID-19. On the next slide, once we establish this notion of the digital experience that are very exceptional to customers, a recent study by Cisco AppDynamics has shown that roughly 80% of consumers found new services and new solutions through the digital channels that were launched by businesses. So this is a very important business-driven area where users can interact very fast with new offering of organizations. The same amount of number, almost 80% of those consumers actually demanding financial compensation through bad experience. So what we are seeing is that users might complain for a situation and they would be looking for discounts or digital coupons in order to stay loyal to those brands and customers where they interact with. And even more so, 32% of all customers would say that they would stop doing businesses even on the first bad experience that they would encounter from their brands that they love. So their customers are becoming very much impatient. So if on one hand, we are seeing organizations launching many digital channels to support their customers, on one hand, customer expectations are becoming much more intense and more important. On the next slide, while customers and organizations are looking to deliver application through digital channels, it can be very challenging for them to meet customers' expectations. And I will explain shortly why. So if we take a look for a second on F5 survey that has been done in the market with our largest customers, basically, what we are seeing is that 76% of organizations manage a complex portfolio of applications. Those can run from monolithic applications into containerized based applications running in co-location, in data centers, customer to business or business to customers or business to business. And because they have that complex application portfolio and their developers are keen to develop very fast those applications, it creates a lot of challenges for them to launch applications very quickly and to choose the right infrastructure and solution to support that. So 76% are managing of our customers, managing more than 10 applications and more, maybe hundreds of applications, where each one of them is built separately. Further to that, what we are seeing is another challenge that impacts those digital channels to provide application experience to their customers are security concerns. Basically, 85% of all cyber attacks are targeting the application because applications are the most important assets of business today. Hackers and exploiters understand that, and they are targeting the application because it has direct impact into the organization's reputation and into its line of business. What we've seen in the last 2 years is threefold numbers of attacks increasing on applications only in the last 2 years. And 100% of our customers cannot say or will say that they don't have inadequate visibility into what's going on into their application. If I will ask a CTO or any C-level, probably persona in one of our accounts, how many applications they have, and whether he will have an adequate visibility to how those applications behave, this will probably, nobody will be able to provide a precise answer. On the next slide. So how do you stay ahead and thrive in this challenging area where on one hand you want to provide an in parallel application experience and be competitive in your market, and on the one hand protect your adaptive application notion. So on the next slide I will show you this thing. So in order to overcome the challenges, at F5 we believe applications should have the capability to adapt. Like the vision explains it like a living organism. So on the next slide, you would see that an application should grow as needed, should shrink as needed, defend itself, and most importantly, you would see that it heals itself. So this is how we're seeing an application behaves in these challenging areas in order to adapt to the evolving situation that it needs to provide extraordinary experience to their customers. On the next slide, we will explain the notions. So let me introduce to you through the first concept in that architecture. The application data path is basically the way through which application traffic flows to reach an end user. What you're seeing to the left is the application business logic. This could be an example like a Starbucks mobile application. And on the right hand, you would see the end user that will consume the application, and the moment he enters into a coffee shop of Starbucks and would like to maybe use a coupon to buy a coffee with a reduced discount, or maybe a coupon that will provide him another coffee for free. So that would be the application data path. So in reality, the application data path might be a little bit more complex than what you see here, just a straight line. It could be multiple paths, etc. This is just to simplify the things that you would need here. Another concept is the application services. Application services are the entities that sits along the application data path and ensures that end user have a secure and reliable access. Those application services are on one hand making sure that the applications stay available and fast, and on the other hand, stay secure. On the next slide, please. So what you're seeing here is application services are including capabilities such as application security and application delivery. Application delivery, on the next slide, are the ones that will provide the visibility and telemetry to what's going on in the application, making sure that the application all the time is available and fast. Using the visibility that the application delivery solution or services provide, we can use application security services in order to use that visibility and apply controls. Those controls helps end users feel secure and protect the applications, on the other hand, from malicious attacks and exploits. On the next slide, please. So at F5, we see application services as the foundation for fast and secure digital customer experiences. If we open up the application services, normally customers would find inside more than 10 application services, which on one hand provide the entire infrastructure for end user to consume the application. Those application services, such as application services and web servers, ingress controller to allow access to north-south traffic into containerized environments. API gateways are another very important service today in the API exposures of businesses in order to consume API, to monitor API, and to monetize API. Another important service is the load balancing. And on the security side, we have the web application firewall that protects the application. Secure access will provide identity in federation and single sign-on to many of the consumed today applications. And we have additional services such as anti-denial of service services, anti-bot, and anti-fraud solutions. Those services ensures that applications are stay available and responsiveness, while at the same time secure the application data and the APIs and where the traffic flows. On the next slide. So, what does adaptive application requires from those services? Adaptive applications require that application services are automatable with consistent policy and rely on multi-cloud infrastructure and intelligence. Let me explain that for a second. In order to support adaptive applications, the entire application services needs to be automated, needs to have security consistency, so policies all around that has the same consistency in order to meet enterprise regulations. They have to be performance reliable in a multi-cloud area because customers don't want anymore to be only in one cloud and only using one solution or infrastructure to their needs. 85% of all customers, based on F5 research, are adopting multi-cloud for that. And last but not least, to solve that challenge, they need to have insight to how your application portfolio behaves. We agree that we have many types of application in the organization, whether monolithics, machine to machine, client to business to business, etc. So organizations are seeking that insight and automation in order to control those applications. On the next slide, please. So F5 helps organizations deliver and secure extraordinary digital experience throughout application services. Next slide, please. What you would see from F5 is first and foremost that F5 has the most comprehensive set of application services. We discussed before that we have what is in the data path. Basically, you would find web servers, API gateways, web application firewalls, identity, anti-DDoS, and fraud solutions. F5 has an offering in any single one of them. But it's not just that F5 has the broadest and biggest set of services in this application notion today, but also F5 is a market leader in some of them. So basically, if you look at Nginx, for example, it's F5's most used web server across the world. If you look at F5 web application firewall, it's one of the top 3 WAFs today that we sell in the market. F5 together with Nginx are responsible for more than 60% of ingress traffic into containerized environments. So on top of that, F5 provides solutions to traditionals and modern apps. Not only we provide the most comprehensive portfolio, but we also offer our solutions into containerized environment, virtual solutions, whether those are monolithics, whether those are distributed applications. Customer can consume F5 services in any way they want. They can also use multi-cloud and multi-deployment options. So you can run the application services in VM, in container native cloud solutions, on public cloud. We can offer the solution as well as SaaS services, managed services, and purpose-built hardware. So all those options together basically eliminates and reduce customers' friction wherever they want to deploy specific applications and different types of applications. They can consume the same solution the way they like it. And last but not least, we talked about the fact that customers want insight into what's going on between the application business logic and the end user. F5 has invested greatly in the last years providing mature control planes in order to provide insights and automation to our enterprises or to customers. They can today automate all their application services, and they can also provide advanced analytics to see what's going on in that. More so, F5 has invested heavily in APIs. APIs are essential in order for customer to interact with their ecosystem. So if customer wants to gain telemetry, automate, orchestrate, all of those services has to have a best-in-class API in order to access them. Next slide, please. All of this together is what makes F5 provide great customer experience possible. To help organizations provide a digital experience in a very challenging area where applications are being consumed more, accessed more, and we need to provide that experience to customers in order to make you, our customers, more competitive in this landscape and provide the experience your users are so looking for. I was Ori Yaacov from F5, and I would like to thank you for hosting me and having me. Thank you very much.